It was a moonless night when I started my shift at the lonely gas station on the edge of town. The only source of light was the eerie, buzzing fluorescent lamps above, casting long, haunting shadows across the desolate parking lot. As I sat behind the counter, the radio crackled to life, its static-filled voices creating an unsettling backdrop to the night. It was the kind of place where time seemed to stand still, and you could hear every creak, groan, and distant rustle of leaves in the wind. I had heard stories from the old-timers, tales of strange happenings during the night shift. Some said the station was built on ancient burial grounds, others claimed it was cursed. I'd always been a skeptic until that night. Around 2 a.m., a car pulled up to one of the pumps. It was a decrepit, rusted vehicle that seemed out of place in this modern world. An eerie silence fell over the station as the car's engine shut off and the driver's door slowly creaked open. A figure emerged, shrouded in darkness. I couldn't make out their features, but a chill ran down my spine. The stranger walked toward the store, and the bell above the door jingled as they entered. Their face was hidden beneath a hood, and they moved with an unnatural grace. "Evening," I managed to mumble, trying to sound as friendly as possible. The stranger didn't respond, but made their way to the shelves, selecting a can of beans and a bottle of water. I watched as they placed the items on the counter. My heart raced as I noticed their hands were cold, almost lifeless. I rang up the purchase and offered a smile, but the hooded figure remained silent. When they finally spoke, it was a whisper, a voice that sent shivers down my spine. "Do you believe in ghosts?" Startled, I stammered, I'm not sure." With that, the stranger paid, turned, and left the store, leaving me alone once more. My hands trembled as I watched them return to their car and drive off into the night. As the hours dragged on, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. I began to hear strange noises coming from the back of the station, soft, whispering voices that seemed to come from nowhere. I checked the security cameras, but they showed nothing unusual. I ventured outside to investigate, and the wind howled through the empty gas pumps, creating an eerie symphony of unsettling sounds. Suddenly, the night seemed to close in on me, and I felt a presence behind me. I turned to find the hooded stranger standing just a few feet away, their face still hidden. "Who are you?" I demanded, my voice trembling. In response, the figure slowly raised their hood, revealing a pale, ghostly face and empty, hollow eyes. "I am the one who watches over this place," they whispered, their voice echoing with an otherworldly chill. Terrified, I ran back into the store and locked the door, praying that the figure would disappear, but they remained outside, circling the building and tapping on the windows, their bony fingers leaving eerie streaks of frost. The hours passed like a never-ending nightmare, and I could feel the malevolent presence growing stronger. The walls seemed to close in, and the once familiar store turned into a nightmarish maze. I knew I had to escape. Summoning all my courage, I made a run for the exit. As I burst through the door, the hooded figure lunged at me, their cold fingers brushing against my skin. I sprinted toward my car, my heart pounding in my chest, and sped away from the gas station. I never returned to that night shift, and I never found out the truth behind the haunting figure. All I knew was that something unnatural had taken root at that desolate gas station, and it was a place I would never forget. I hope you enjoyed this short horror story. If you have any other requests or questions, feel free to ask.